All right, so welcome back to the deep dive, everybody. Tonight we're going deep. We're diving into the really shadowy world of legends, whispers, things people talk about but nobody really knows.
Ooh, exciting. I love a good mystery.
Yeah, and this one's a big one. It's something a lot of you listeners been asking about, and that's Project Omega.
Project Omega, huh? Sounds ominous.
It is. It really is. So, we've talked about Project Blue Book, right? MKUltra, all that. These are controversial, yeah, but there's at least some paper trail, some official documents, something.
Breadcrumb trail to follow.
Exactly. Project Omega. That's like the top of the conspiracy mountain. So secret it's almost a myth.
So we're going full X-Files tonight then. I like it.
Totally. Think underground bunkers. Budgets so big they just disappear. Scientists messing with things maybe they shouldn't be.
Kind of stuff that keeps you up at night wondering.
Exactly. And the story, the narrative you kind of piece together from all the whispers, it suggests a long-term project.
Long term, like how long are we talking?
Like generations. Maybe longer. All orchestrated by this network working in the shadows, like deep shadows.
A network of who, though? Give me some names, some organizations.
That's the thing. That's the whole mystery. We're talking possibly parts of the government, military contractors, maybe even some global elites.
The Illuminati, though, you're saying?
Maybe. Who knows? The point is they're supposedly working together towards this one goal, this big secret purpose.
Okay, now I'm hooked. What are they working toward? What's this big secret purpose?
Well, that's what we're going to try and figure out. What is Project Omega? What's the end game? What are they really doing?
Yeah, where do we even begin with something like this? I mean, if it's so secret, how do we even know it exists?
Well, that's the tricky part. The origins of this whole Project Omega thing, they're super murky.
Murky how? Like, where do the whispers even come from?
It's a lot of, like, you see it in online forums, anonymous people saying they have inside info, or like, you'll see documents, declassified stuff, but it's all vague. You can't really tell if it's actually connected or not.
So you're saying a lot of it could just be people reading between the lines? Connecting dots that aren't really there?
Maybe, but there's also this human element to it, this natural suspicion of power, especially when it's hidden. I mean, things are happening behind closed doors. It's just natural to wonder, to speculate about what's really going on.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. We don't like secrets, especially when it comes to the people in charge.
Right. And a lot of the theories, they point back to the time after World War II, the Cold War, that period of like huge technological change.
Yeah, the atomic bomb, the space race, all that.
Yeah.
Huge leap forward, but also a lot of paranoia and secrets.
Exactly. You have the nuclear threat, you have this intense ideological conflict, and it creates this culture of secrecy. And the thinking is, maybe that's when Project Omega started.
To counter those threats. Or maybe to exploit them.
Could be both. The idea is maybe they needed to ensure national survival or maybe achieve global dominance, and they were willing to do whatever it took. Things so radical, so out there, they couldn't even tell the public.
I mean, we know they were experimenting with psychological warfare back then, right?
Yeah, and that feeds right into this whole idea of covert control.
Mm-hmm.
Manipulating people, influencing their thoughts, all that.
Spooky stuff.
Ooh.
But, not entirely outside the realm of possibility.
And then you've got the UFO connection. Which is huge in all this.
Oh, yes, aliens. Always a crowd pleaser.
Right. So it's like two of the biggest mysteries, government secrets and UFOs, they get mashed together. And there are a lot of different versions of this, of how they connect.
Like what are some of the theories out there?
Well, some say Project Omega started as a response to like actual contact with aliens. Maybe they found a crashed ship or who knows.
And they're trying to cover it up, reverse engineer the technology.
Maybe. Or maybe they're trying to communicate with the aliens or even prepare for an attack.
Or working with them, wouldn't that be a twist?
Right. Secret alliance with aliens. It's wild stuff.
Yeah, that one's definitely out there.
Sure, but then you have these more modern takes on Project Omega. They connect it to, transhumanism.
The transhumanism, that's about merging humans with technology. Enhancing ourselves, right?
Exactly. Artificial intelligence, genetic modification, all that. And the theory is Project Omega is about pushing that forward, like guiding us to this new stage of evolution.
But in secret,
yeah.
Without our consent.
Right, and that's where it gets scary. Because who decides what this new human is supposed to be? Who gets to be enhanced and who gets left behind?
The chosen few. The elite. I get it. It's about control, ultimately.
It all comes back to that, doesn't it? Control. But control of what? What's the end game?
Okay, so let's talk endgames. What are some of the main theories out there about what Project Omega is trying to achieve?
Okay, so one big one is global control, like a new world order kind of thing.
Ah, the classic conspiracy theory. So how would they achieve that?
Technology, surveillance, maybe even mind control. The idea is they're using all this advanced tech to manipulate things behind the scenes.
Pulling the strings like a puppet master.
Exactly. Then there's the transhumanism angle we talked about, creating this new superior human. And then, of course, there's the alien thing.
Right, working with them, fighting them. So many possibilities.
And some theories get even darker, like population control. Maybe Project Omega is about dealing with overpopulation, resource scarcity.
Through, like, what, forced sterilization, engineered pandemics. This is getting really grim.
It is. And then there's the really out there stuff, like dimensional manipulation, altering reality, things that sound straight out of science fiction.
Okay, so we've got a whole buffet of potential goals. World domination, human evolution, alien contact, dystopian population control, messing with the fabric of reality. It's a lot to take in.
It is. But here's the thing. With all these theories, with all this talk, where's the proof?
Right, that's the million-dollar question. If Project Omega is so big, so powerful, why haven't we seen any hard evidence?
Exactly. And that's what the skeptics point to. They say, look, if this is really happening, wouldn't there be some kind of leak? Some document, some whistleblower, something.
Well, some people would say that's the point of a deep cover operation.
Yeah.
It's so compartmentalized, so secretive, that even if someone did try to blow the whistle, nobody would believe them.
Right. Or they'd disappear before they could say anything.
Exactly. It's a perfect system of plausible deniability. But still, you'd think something would slip through the cracks, wouldn't you?
You would. But then again, maybe that's just how good they are. Maybe Project Omega is so good at covering its tracks, we'll never find proof.
Or maybe, just maybe, it's all a bunch of hot air.
Maybe. But even if it's not real, even if it's just a story, it tells us something about ourselves, doesn't it?
What do you mean?
I mean, why are we so drawn to these conspiracy theories? Why are we so obsessed with the idea of Project Omega?
Because it's exciting. It's fun to think about.
Sure, there's that. But I think it's more than that. I think it's because we're afraid. We're afraid of the unknown, of things we can't control.
Fear of the powerful, the people in the shadows.
Exactly, and that's what Project Omega represents. It's the ultimate boogeyman, the idea that there are these forces out there controlling everything, and we're just pawns in their game.
And that's a scary thought.
It is, but maybe, just maybe, that fear can be a good thing. Maybe it can make us more vigilant, more questioning, more aware of the world around us.
So even if Project Omega isn't real, it can serve as a warning, a reminder to keep our eyes open and not take anything for granted.
Exactly, and that's something worth thinking about. So next time you hear about some crazy conspiracy theory, don't just dismiss it out of hand. Think about what it might be telling us about ourselves, about our fears and our hopes for the future.
It's like a mirror, reflecting back our anxieties.
Exactly. So keep looking in the mirror, folks. Keep asking questions and keep diving deep.